Today's episode of Cultured Society is sponsored by Pretty Kitty Beauty, 100% natural skincare and CBD bath products for a softer, sweeter, healthier life.
On another bus ride, going back to prison. I've been thugging since a youngin' in and out the system. Yeah, my mama tried to warn me, but I didn't listen. Head up, 10 down, that's just how I'm living. On another bus ride, going back to prison. I've been thugging since a youngin' in and out the system. Yeah, my mama tried to warn me, but I didn't listen. Head up, 10 down, that's just how I'm living.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, what's up? Preston Woods, Okeechobee, Florida. Dog Kuso here, chilling. Just come from DOC on the 22nd of November 2021.
All right, so
shed some light on the shit's going on in South Florida Reception Center and all over the state of the Florida Department of Corrections.
So what started getting you in the lifestyle that led you to getting sent up the road?
Man, honestly, bro, I got to say, me just not giving a shit, you know what I'm saying? Just hanging out on an everyday basis, selling drugs, doing drugs, partying, drinking. And it eventually just led up to the lifestyle to where I was involved in the law all the time. And then it got to where once your point system gets up so high, and it's time to go up the road for a little while.
Okay. So what kind of drugs were you selling and what kind of drugs were you using?
Man, mostly, back when I was a jit and everything, hardest thing I really did was smoke a little weed and snort a little bit of cocaine here and there, but other than that, man, I just hung out pretty much. Then as time progressed on, cocaine became a thing of the past, and then you started having your methamphetamine come around, then your heroin and your pills, which was pills was before heroin, you know what I'm saying? So it was more or less than a domino effect.
Okay. So how old was you when you got in trouble with the law the first time?
Man, my first charge was armed trespassing on federal property. I was 18 years old. I had a 7.62 by 54R World War II paratrooper sniper rifle on federal property. And I wasn't doing nothing bad, per se. I was just target practicing. I just didn't know I was on federal property at the time.
So what happened of that? What came of that?
At first it was probation. Did a little bit of probation on that. Then I got into some more trouble down in Broward County, which was a strong armed burglary occupied dwelling while kidnapping. And that's what led to the DOC sentence and all that other good stuff.
Okay. So let's get into that. Tell us what was the arrest like when you got caught up for that charge.
Which one?
The robbery, the armed robbery and the kidnapping.
Man, I'll put it this way. If people think Okeechobee Task Force is something, go down to Plantation, say hi to them. They got choppers, dogs. I got my discoveries like 2 inches thick of where the SWAT team was on. The SWAT team had pulled up with MP5s and dogs, and you come out of a house with laser dots on your sight, and you just like frozen in time. You don't know what to do when you got 7 or 8 little dots on your chest. Get on the ground. Lay down is what you're gonna do, unless you want, you know what I'm saying, you want to get shot and go see the Lord. But that stint right there was that was a little eye opener for me for a little while. I went and did my little bit of time. I took 15 months of DOC on that one, which I got blessed. It took me $10,000 to get that type of sentence. I had a good attorney down in Fort Lauderdale. And when I got out of that trouble, man, I stayed out of trouble for the longest. I had my little girl and everything. Stayed out of trouble for about 14 years. And in this last stipulation here, I had an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, and that's what led me back up the road.
Okay. So let's get into getting up the road while we catching these charges and stuff. And we in county, this is the first time we in county when we catch the robbery charges?
Yeah.
What's going through your mind? Because you're not even in your own county while you catch these charges.
Oh, hell hell no.
So what's going through your mind while you're over there?
Well, our county jail's one story. When you get down to Briar Main Jail, that's something that's 8 stories tall with a federal holding. It's a whole nother world in there. I mean, it's, you know, a small country boy like me going down to a city like that, it was a whole new world to me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was, which I met some pretty cool people down there at the time, which kept me in a little, how I should say, like maybe, it kept my wits about me. It was just another day in life of the system, really, you know? I mean, and they say once you get in the system, you're stuck in it. Only if you want to be. And I know that for a fact because, like I said, man, I did almost 14 years with no trouble. So that goes to show you right there, once you're in the system, you can't get out of it. It's just the choice you're going to take and which road you're going to go on. I mean, I ended up taking a U-turn on that road and coming back down the same road, but, you know, life's full of choices and I made the wrong one again. So.
When you caught them charges, did you bond out or did you stay in lockdown?
Yeah, I bonded out, man. I had, I think it was the 10% of the bond. I think it was like $210,000. So I paid like $21,000 to get out. Then I paid another $10,000 for the lawyer. So that cost me about $31,000 right there on that little steal.
Okay, so you was outside fighting your charges and you find out how much time you got to go up the road for. What's going through your mind while you signing these deals and stuff?
Well, I mean, they gave me 15, or the judge gave me 15 months per se. The state wanted to give me 60 months because they wanted to do a youthful reoffender act on me because it was my first time getting into any type of heavy trouble. So I didn't really want to get the youthful offender act because I knew my lawyer told me if I had violated that right there, then I was gone for 6 years automatic because that's what a youthful reoffender or youthful whatever it is called does carry is a 6-year sentence. So I played out to the judge, and the only reason I did that is because the lawyer I had knew the judge, knew the state attorney pretty, you know, personally and everything, and he helped me out pretty good on that one, I should say. I mean, he told me, listen, man, we can go in here, we can play out to the judge, don't sweat it, don't fret it, because you're going to walk out of here today, we're going to come back next time, and then when we come back next time, because you got this time served in already. I think I did, I still did almost a year on it, but it wasn't, I was one of the lucky ones, man. I got people up the road right now I got one buddy out, my roommate, I just left this week right here, matter of fact, man, I just come home Monday. My roommate, man, he's doing 25 plus life. He ain't never come home. And there was multiple people in there doing life sentences, murderers. I mean, it's just, and I tell you right now, man, some of them people right there are the most down-to-earth people than even be on the street. I mean, I trusted most of them more than I trust a lot of people on the street, man. I had to sleep in the same room, locked behind the door with them at nighttime. I mean, how you know if you're gonna wake up one night and you're gonna have a toothbrush sharpened down 5 into your neck, you know?
How did you get yourself mentally prepared to go up the road?
Well,
since you was fighting your charges from the outside.
Honestly, man, I'd have to say, I don't really think there is no way to really get mentally prepared for it other than just, you gotta go do it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know? I mean, you have to go do it regardless, so you gotta put yourself into the mind frame. All right, this is what it is, this is what it ain't gonna be, so, you know, hey, you're a man, go do it, man. I mean, you got to. You can't get out of it, so I guess once you get down there, it might take you 2 to 3 weeks to get into the mindset of, all right, I gotta go to sleep at this time at night, or they shut the lights off at 10:30 at night, do master roster. You're gonna wake up at 4:30 every morning, get dressed, make your bed, go get chow, come back for count time. So it's, once you get down there and get into the mindset of, all right, this is what I gotta do for the next however many years I'm going, then that's when your mind starts relaxing and you get into the groove of things, and time flew by this time. I mean, it was my little bit of time this time, man. It flew by pretty fast.
Let's stick with the first time real quick. Walk us through that when you turning yourself in. Walk us through that whole little movement when you turning yourself in, what you're going through, what happened, what they made you do.
Basically, man, the first time I turned myself in and everything, I went to court, did what I had to do. I got a little 30-day furlough to get my financial affairs and everything in order. Judge gave me a date to be back on so-and-so time, so I did what I had to do on the street, got everything going, and it was just, I mean, did I want to do it? Hell no.
Did it ever cross your mind to run since they gave you the furlough?
Of course.
What made you?
What convict does not think about running? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll goose it on them if I had to, but you know what? I mean, in my opinion, having to run and look over my shoulder all the time, then just going to do a little bit 15 months. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go do a little 15 months, man, instead of having to stress, because I've lived that life to where I ran and having to look over my shoulder. Couldn't sleep good at night because I was worried about the police knocking on the door while I was asleep, and ain't no way to live.
So when you was locked up, did you bang out as a neutron or are you affiliated?
Nah, bro, I stayed neutron. Where I was at, the gangs wasn't really that bad. This was back in 07 and 08.
Where were you in 07, 08?
All right, in 07, I arrived at Orlando Reception Center. I stayed at the main unit for about 2.5 weeks maybe. Then I went to the East unit, stayed, and then I went to Liberty CI. My first day on Liberty CI compound, I watched 3 officers get life flighted off the compound.
Walk us through what happened with that situation.
Well, 2 of them got stabbed multiple times in the neck, and the other one, I think that the 2 got stabbed in the neck multiple times, and the one, I think he got hit they hit him in the kidneys about 4 or 5 times. And I was at Liberty. I stayed there at Liberty for a while, then I ended up going to Santa Rosa for the last little bit of time there.
When you seen the officer situation, is that the first time you seen action while you was incarcerated?
Yeah.
What was going through your mind at that very moment?
I was like, these motherfuckers right here are rocking the fuck out up here. They don't fuck off. I mean, it was, just coming off the street and everything like that. And I mean, you see bitches leaking out their neck. One of them didn't come back. One of them didn't make it. So it puts you into another mindset to where you're, all right, this shit's real life now. All right, we ain't on no TV show. We ain't on 60 Days In. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We in the front lines right now.
How did the COs treat the rest of the inmates after losing one of their fellow COs? Did it change the treatment?
Oh yeah, it changes. It changes the whole aspect of everything. Then, because then you got your COs. You got them. They're walking around wearing stab-proof vests and stuff now. It's just, you can feel the tension in the air. Then I mean, it ain't somewhere you want to be. I'll put it that way. I mean, it's.
As far as your safety goes, since you didn't see no action in the reception center, would you say you felt pretty safe till you got to Liberty City?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I didn't have I really wasn't worried about it too much the whole time I was up there. Because I've had multiple people that's been in chain gang and everything like that, and they always told me, listen, bro, if you ever do gotta go, you know, there's 3 G's you stay away from: gangs, gambling, and gays. You know, so you pretty much stay off the dumb shit, and you walk straight line, hang out, and you ain't gonna have a problem, which I never did, honestly. I hung out, did my little bit of time, played a little chess, ate some little commissary, come home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's how I tell a lot of younger kids. This time when I went up the road, I told them, you know, it's on how you do your time. If you go in there rocking out like a badass, and yeah, 9 times out of 10, you can end up in the infirmary. But no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, you're going to the infirmary. And it's pretty bad. I got stabbed in my left side 3 times, and I didn't even have to go to prison for that. That happened on the street in a damn bar fight. So I mean, you know, it can happen anywhere you go, but whether you want, I don't know, man. It's just like I said, it's how you walk. It's how you walk in there, how you carry yourself. You know, if you walk in there like a man, they're gonna treat you as a man, but if you walk in there as a child, they're gonna treat you as a child.
What's the worst thing you've seen personally?
The worst thing I seen personally was this time around here. It was right at the beginning of November. It might have been, yeah, it was at the beginning of November. And South Florida Reception Center, dude hung himself, and the guards didn't even do shit about it, bro. I mean, they just pretty much said fuck it and just kept walking, just let him hang himself. They could have saved the man's life. I know they could have. We were right there, but you got mostly jitterbug ass guards down there. It's fresh out of high school. You can tell they ain't but 19, 20 years old, if that. They ain't even got facial hair yet, half of them. I mean, it's, like I said, compared to 07 and now, man, it's just a whole nother type of DOC down there now.
So I know the population inside the prisons is more black and brown than white.
Especially down in South Florida, bro. I mean, the white people, you are the minority down there now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what was that like?
Yeah, but like I said, man, I don't see that. I don't see that skin color shit, bro. I hang out with everybody. I'm gonna rock out with everybody. I've always been like that ever since I've been a kid. I don't see that skin color shit, man. It's just, I was raised like that, though. You know what I'm saying? I treat everybody as I want to be treated, so I respect as I want to be respected back. So I've never had a problem with a racial type gang or anything like that. So, I mean, my dumb ass, I'll be down there hanging out, cussing the crackers and all of them. I don't give a fuck. You don't like it, hell with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
did you get approached by any white gangs to join?
Nah. This time, man, I was down there, bro. I don't even think I seen no ABs, no nothing down there. And that was kind of weird to me this time, honestly. Like, I did meet one dude. He was from out west, though. He was some shop caller out of the Midwest. He had some crazy ass devil horns tattooed on the side of his head. I mean, he was a cool ass cracker, but they don't really approach you no more like they used to back in the day to affiliate. You gotta pretty much want to affiliate in order to get involved in that there, because they're so strong in numbers up there now. They don't need you really. You know what I'm saying? So they're pretty much just taking you under their wing if you want to be protected. But like I said, if you walk in there like a man and stay walk the line, man, I never had a problem or nothing like that. So I never really, like I said, man, I don't even think I really seen no type of, your biggest gangs down there right now, man, is your OKs or Outcasts, whatever you want to call them. You got your Bloods and your MS-13s. What's that?
Tell us about this OK gang, man, because we've been hearing about this OK gang.
Man, listen, I've just basically recently heard of them as of last year when I was in Okeechobee County Jail. And then when I got up there this time, one of my roommates at the main unit over there in South Florida Reception Center, he was okay. And man, they deep up there. I mean, they're thick as thieves. Like they outnumber the blood from like 7-1. I mean, it's unreal. When they pull up on you, they gonna pull up. I mean, they carrying lawnmower blades, plexiglass knives, locks, and they rocking out too. I mean, and they know they rocking out too. That's the bad part about it, because the guards won't even fuck with them. Like, that's a whole, like, back when I was young, folk and your Crips was, your main two gangs back then. And now you got these OKs, and it's like, them crackers right here rocking the fuck out. And I mean, they coming deep too.
You said they had lawnmower blades and plexiglass. What's the most creative weapon you've seen?
Man, honestly, the most creative, like, if you want to get away with it, is the plexiglass, because you can't detect it with a metal detector. So if you want to walk the yard, or walk the compound with a weapon, and that's what you're gonna go pay $50 for a plexiglass knife or a banger, whatever you want, and be done with it. Because I mean, that metal detector, they're gonna hit you with that lawnmower blade in your pants leg, razor blade, they're gonna detect that. But if I was gonna have one on me, I'm gonna go get my plexiglass knife. And that way, warm me if you want to. I ain't got nothing.
Would you advise somebody to automatically, as soon as possible, strap up and get you a little banger as soon as you walk in?
Nah, not if you ain't living like that, bro. Straight up. If you ain't living like that, don't even tote yourself like that, because if you ain't living like that and you do tote yourself like that, you're gonna end up in a spot where you're gonna have to do something. And if you ain't living like that, then you're gonna get hurt. I mean, that's all there is to it, bro. And if you want to come home to you, if you got kids or family or whatnot, then if you want to come home, 9 times out of 10, you better just sit back, do your time, get your little Bible or book, or hang out, read, draw, write, go spend the time in the library, the chaplain, walk the yard, make your little goulash or a cake.
Did you have was you in a relationship when you went up the road the first time?
Yeah, the first time I went, yeah.
Did she wait for you?
Hell no. Which I kind of, had to push that off myself, because every time I've done time, man, I like to do it alone, bro. That way you ain't it ain't in the back of your mind, this bitch out here fucking, I ain't got time for that stress, bro. Not especially in there, you know what I'm saying? So you just, it's more easier on the person that's incarcerated to not having to worry about shit on the street than it is worrying about what she's doing, So it makes it easier of a mindset for yourself than it is. It's a pain in the ass, bro.
From all the friends that you was partying with and hanging, how many of them stayed in touch while you went away for your little vacation?
Not near one of them, bro.
That's crazy how that works, right?
Yeah, that's why I ride Dolo a lot, bro.
What was some of the differences you seen this time and the first time you went up the road?
Well, mostly, I have to say mostly, man, it's probably just, honestly, ain't too much shit changed in it. Just the way the guard. I mean, the guards is pretty much the only different thing they got worse. And it's like now they don't give a fuck about the inmates at all. I mean, they come there and do their little job and they go home. Hell, I call hell sometimes trying to get ibuprofen for a headache. So it's like, and then you got some of your captains and lieutenants and stuff up there. We had one captain down there, this motherfucker right here, bro. He wore a body camera all the time. And if he sees us, he knows who he is because he's the only one that wears a body camera in South Florida Reception Center. He got his ass whipped all the time down there. But he would give you a rec if he wanted it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he'd take his watch, his body camera, and get in the room with you. I watched one officer out on the red yard one morning right as a child, him and inmate bumped. Didn't go to lockdown, didn't press no charges, they bumped, said their things, and walked separate ways. And I gotta respect the man for that one right there. I mean, he wasn't a bitch, put the dude in lockdown, pressed charges on him. They rocked out, did what they did, and they went on their way. So I gotta get a man his props on that one.
What's some of the worst thing you've seen a CO do to an inmate?
The worst thing, pretty much, I've actually seen one of the sergeants, man, dude that just come in from transit. I think he was coming from South Florida, Florida State Prison, FSP. He come off the slab. He was in transit to DeSoto or something like that. I can't remember where he was going, but we was coming out of chow hall one day, and they pulled him over right there coming out of chow hall. And they was having no choice words and whatnot. Dude was trying to make an apple back to the dorm with him. Sergeant took his radio, and he slapped the shit out of him right inside the head with that radio. Whap! I mean, I don't know, man. They just don't give a fuck around there right now. Like, and the bad thing is you can write grievances on it, whatever you want to do about it, nothing gets done about it because they don't want to do nothing about it, When you enter the Florida Department of Corrections, you are state property then. You are not a free person anymore. You are their property. So, is it right to treat you how they want to treat you? No, it's not, but that's state law.
Did you happen to see anybody that you knew from the streets while you was incarcerated?
Yeah, man. It was crazy. When I got down there in August, there's about 40-something people down there from Okeechobee. Okeechobee was deep down there when I first got there. Matter of fact, all fruit. Free that boy. He's up there right now. Bunch of others. But it's just like, I don't know what it is about Okeechobee, man. Even the South Florida Reception Center, when I got down there, said, man, I don't know what it is with Okeechobee, but Okeechobee steadily sending motherfuckers to prison. And I mean steadily. Like every 2 weeks, they got a bus going down there. It's unreal.
Yeah, so let me backtrack just a little bit.
Go ahead.
When you got on that bus for the first time, what type of emotions were you going through? And could you please explain the bus ride there? And once you got there, what type of emotions were you going through?
The first time I got on the bus, man, I was so ready to get out of county jail. I was happy to get out of county jail. The bus ride down there, it takes roughly 2 hours. Then you get down there, then you got to sit there for about 2 more hours behind the gate waiting on count to clear and whatnot. And then you go in, they walk in, strip down, butt naked, squat, cough, pull your fingers, make sure ain't nothing in your mouth. They give you a pair of boxers, then you go in, get your hair cut, get dressed, get your ID made, go through orientation, then you go to your living quarters. First time I went, it was pretty much the same ordeal. Nothing really changed about it. The only thing changed is one was Orlando Reception Center and this one was South Florida Reception Center. It's just, I guess the fact that that morning you do leave, you're going to the jungle, pretty much. County's nothing. I'll do county time, open breath, standing on my head, no problem. Which I can do state. I can do state time, same thing. But me personally, State time was a little bit easier because you're moving, you're going out the dorm, you're going to red, you're going to canteen, you're going to chow. When you're sitting here in this county jail, you're in the dorm 24/7. You might go to rec maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. You get a little bit more freedom down south or in DOC. You got more activities like chaplain and stuff like that you can go do. Compared to Okeechobee County Jail, man, there's nothing for the inmates to do there but sit there. And some people can do the time like that. Me personally, I don't like doing my time like that. I like being busy. I like keeping my mind busy. That way you don't sit and dwell on.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Man, I'm trying to get some barbecue, man. Listen, who got the best barbecue around, man? Because I really want the grills, man.
You tried the rest, but don't taste the best. Big chubby barbecue and southern flavor. You got the best barbecue in town, guaranteed. If you don't believe me, you need to come and see. You got the best ribs, best pulled pork, best chicken. Best believe that it's famous liquor, and you can't forget about them southern flavors. The macaroni, baked beans, the collard greens.
Okay. At state level, what was your daily routine like?
4:30 lights come on. You get up, you get dressed, brush your teeth, make your bed. You sit there for a few minutes. They pop your doors. You go out. You sit in the day room, whatever you want to call it, for 30 minutes or so, and they call insulin diabetics. They go take their insulin or whatever they got to do. Then you go to chow. You eat breakfast. You get 5 minutes to eat your breakfast. You go back to the dorm. You hang out till about 7 o'clock. They call count time. You go back behind the door till about 8:30, 9 o'clock. You come back out and you sit. You go do morning call outs, whether it's mental health, physicals, dental, classification, ICT. It's your first 2 months of DOC. You're pretty much busy with your call outs and all your classifications, and then you're waiting to get shipped. Me personally, I didn't get shipped this time. I got stuck at the reception center the whole time, and that sucked. But I made the most of it, which I always do. A lot of people, like, one good thing about South Florida Reception Center, when you do get down there, they ask you, what type of vocational activities and stuff that you're interested in, whether it's welding or, any type of trade you want to learn, or a GED or something like that. So I got into, like I said, I've been involved in drugs a lot, so I'm kind of passionate about now to where I want to be a substance abuse counselor. Because I remember when I was going through all that stuff, the counselor I had never done the shit that I've done. So me personally, I want to talk to somebody that's been there and done it, that's been in my shoes, and has felt the experience, the pain, and the emotional lagness that I've had going through the drugs and coming off the drugs and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I want to get into now. Since I've come home, I want to go back to school to do that, and they kind of help me get in, start taking the right direction and the steps towards doing it, and give me the right information. And that's something I'm trying to do now since I've been home. Is I want to get into that there, because I feel like if I can help just one person, then I did what I wanted to do.
While you were locked up, what was the most trouble that you had got into?
My biggest thing was smoking cigarettes, man. They get on your ass about smoking cigarettes, but I think pretty much one of the worst things I got into, I cussed one of the guards out, man. She, I don't even remember what it was about either. She got smart with me, so I got smart back with her, and I went to lockdown for about 21 days. Hung out. But, it's It's hard to get in trouble down there, man. I mean, even fighting, half of them down there are fighting. They might put you in lockdown 5 to 7 days, and the ICT's gonna come by. Are y'all done? Everything squashed? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna let y'all out now. And half the time they put you back the same dorm.
I want to get back to you saying that Okeechobee had a lot of people locked up while you was there. I want to get back to that. Okeechobee's a real small place. Did you see any family members there?
Not in prison, no. Now my dad, me and him got in trouble last year here in the county. We got in trouble and we was incarcerated here in the county jail with each other this year. And but other than that, no, I didn't see no family members in that down deal.
What was that like doing time with your dad?
Well, me and my dad, me and him pretty much best friends, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I have a buddy there with me the whole time. That's how me and him grew up. So, or that's how I grew up with him. That's my dog, you know what I'm saying? Me and him smoke weed together and all that shit back when I was jit and everything. Well, not jit, but 16 on up and everything. I started smoking weed with him, so me and him just hang out, in the dorm like, that's my dog right there. Fuck with him if you want to. You got Jitterbug gonna get you now, you know what I'm saying? Old Coon ain't gonna get you. Young head gonna get you now. But other than that, man, it's just, I put into my mind frame, that ain't my dad, that's my dog. Even though it's my pops, but I look at him more or less than one of my best friends, man.
If you was gonna talk to a little kid that's about to get sentenced to go up the road, what advice would you give him? The do's and the don'ts.
The do's and the don'ts. I'd have to pretty much say, man, just like that old head that told me the first time I went, man, stay away from the 3 G's, the gamblings, the gangs, and the gays. I mean, that's the 3 things that's gonna get you in trouble. And man, it might get you in some trouble that you don't want to get into, especially with gangs and gambling. The gays, you might be able to handle that, but the gangs and the gambling, you might get killed over that, and it might be over a $5 bet. It might be over a freaking suit. I've seen a bitch get stabbed over a 65-cent suit. And I don't think it's the money. I think it's just the principle of the whole thing. It's just on GP that, yeah, you asked me for this, but you can't pay it back, so now the consequences come. And that's how a lot of them got their mindset down there. And people's been down since the 70s and 80s, I mean, that's their livelihood and running that store.
What would you change about the prison system if you had the power?
If I had the power to change the prison system, man, they need more vocational classes. They need something for the inmates to do, man. I mean, there's nothing to do down there, really. What vocational classes they do, what vocational classes they do have, they're so filled up so fast that there's not enough room for, everybody. I mean, you might have, where I was at, there was like 1,300 inmates on compound. And 200 guards. All right, what happens if a riot pops off in there? Them guards ain't gonna do nothing, bro. They need more security and in places that they don't have it. Like out here, OCI in Okeechobee. My buddy, he just come from work release out there. And I can't remember what they call it. It's right there, the chow hall. But there's a blind spot right there. That's every stabbing that happens out there happens right there at the chow hall in that blind spot. Just because there's no cameras, right? There's certain spots that the cameras can't see, and that's what they take advantage of.
Do you feel like prison actually helps make change, or does it make the criminal worse, or the inmate worse? Let's not call them criminal.
That there, I'm gonna have to go back to what I said before, and it's on how you do your time. If you go up there wanting to find it, yeah, you're gonna find it. But if you're going up there just to do your time and walk the line and chill out, yeah, it can help you. This time around, man, I got very, very involved with the Bible, and I mean really involved in it. And I could have took another path, but I'm not on that no more. So it's more or less than it's all on how you want to do your time and if you're really ready for change. My opinion, prison's gonna make you or break you. It's either gonna help you in life, where you don't want to go back, or you're gonna go down there and like it. Like there's more drugs in the prison system right now than there is on the streets. I mean, it's my buddy down there right now. He left. He went home. He's going home in January, and in 4.5 months, he's put $12,000 in his account. So, I mean, it's a money-making opportunity if you got the people on the street that can shoot it to you. It's just, and that's like I said. That where it all depends where your mindset and your reality, or your mentality, I should say, comes into effect. If you want to take it, make a learning experience out of it, or if you want to take it as another vacation and make some more money. Because you gotta think, you ain't got no bills down there. So everything you do down there is all profit if you're going to go down there to do that, you know? So it's all on the individual on that part, I have to say. Me personally, yeah, I ain't going back. Ain't nothing down there for me.
How long did it take you to get back readjusted after coming home?
Man, I've been home almost a week now. I still ain't fully adjusted yet.
And what about the first time though?
I don't know. It probably takes the individual a good month, I should say, to get back to waking up in the yeah. It takes you a good little minute sometimes to get readjusted back into, you know.
What about this time? Did you have a partner this time when you was away?
Yeah.
Did she ride it out this time?
Yeah.
That's what's up. So how's that been back adjusting to being back with the family this time?
It's all surreal sometimes. I guess it's more of the I'm just glad to be back, and it's, you know, you've been gone away from the touch and the just, yeah, I'm much like the passion and everything. It's just, it ignites it more, you know what I'm saying? Because you've probably been on 10 months now. So it's like, it's brought me closer. You know, I've seen what I've neglected and what I missed out on. And do I want to go through it again? Hell no. You know, it's just.
Is it a little difficult, like letting the guard down since you've been away, and had your guard up for that time since you've been away?
Somewhat, yeah, but that's something there, you know, you're going to take a day at a time. It's there, but it's, you know, it's not in a way.
What would you tell that female that her boyfriend or her husband is just coming home and she can't understand why he's acting the way he is, so guarded? What would you tell her? If that was your sister not have understanding what her man is going through, what advice would you give her?
Personally, don't crowd, don't pressure. Because I don't care if you've been down 6 months, 10 months, 2 years, what it is, you've gotten into a routine. So in your mindset, some people might still be in that routine. It's just like PTSD. It's gonna take a little bit of time for it to. It's gonna take a little bit of time for the man to get used to being back to where, oh, I'm not looking at you through a piece of glass or talking to you on a phone or a video screen. I can actually touch and hold you now. So it's more or less than. It's just, it's the individual, really, man. It's hard to say. Everybody's different. But yeah, just give it time. Don't pressure the man, and it all work out.
Is there anything you would like to say before we sign off?
If you're thinking about fucking up, don't do it. But other than that, man, just just if you get into a situation where you think you're gonna do something stupid, man, stop and think about it. Like me personally, I'm gonna show you right here. I've kept the last one when I come home. I'm gonna keep this one for a while too until I get used to being out. But every time I get ready to do something stupid, I look at that right there. I ain't wanting to be letter in front of that K67341. So just put it in your mind to where you screw up, man. You're going back, bro. Especially once you get that first time, they want to send you back every time, and it ain't worth it. Not for what you're gonna go do anyways. Because me personally, this time when I went back, I got ready to assault with a deadly weapon. I didn't even touch nobody. All I did was got verbal argumentation with them and told them that I was gonna do something. Never touched people, and I still went back to prison. So keep it in mind. It's not all action; it's words too that do get you messed up. So other than that, man, everybody keep your head up, keep safe, and God bless everybody.
We appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Yeah.
Thank you for addressing the Culture Society universe.
Yes, sir.
See, I get guap, get it. I won't stop to getting the guap, getting I'm with it. Keep a bang bang boogie, I untuck the boogie, then I bang bang boogie the beat. Yeah.